about and what it really means. Nothing's what you thought it was and nothing's what it seems. Always stressed about the world and all the hurt that it can bring. But God is by your side, so don't you worry about a thing. You feel like you're so far away, no one can hear your screams. Even when you're sleeping, there's no comfort.
How was your discernment? This is today's news, muse, clips, and conspiracies. Enjoy.
Κοιτάξτε, προσεκτικά, κοιτάξτε εδώ. Θέλετε κι άλλο, κοιτάξτε εδώ. Αυτό δεν είναι τυχαίο τρύπημα, έτσι. Κοιτάξτε εδώ. Κοιτάξτε εδώ. Κοιτάξτε εδώ. Κοιτάξτε εδώ, έτσι. Υπάρχει μία και μοναδική τρύπα. Σε όλη την ντομάτα, η ντομάτα είναι μια χαρά, έτσι. Κοιτάξτε εδώ τώρα. Τι γίνεται. Πάμε τώρα στα μάγκο. Κοιτάξτε εδώ τι γίνεται. Έλα τώρα.
I just need to highlight that this is an email that was sent out by Cardish that Health Canada is proposing changes to the regulations for natural health products that will dramatically increase the cost, availability, and innovation of health products in Canada. Now is your time to start sending letters to your MP, speaking out and doing what you got to do to make sure that they're not going to heavily regulate it so that you can no longer get some of your best supplements and products that you actually need. It's either going to become too expensive to afford it or minimal availability, if any at all. This is not good news. So we really need to rise up and fight against this before they try to make it a thing.
This is what happens to brain cells when you learn something new. You will see this pattern everywhere in nature. It's also in our bodies. We have 5 points on the body, 5 fingers and toes for the 5 elements we're made out of, for the 5 senses. We have 7 energy centers for the 7 planets. We have 12 systems of the body, 12 cranial nerves for the 12 zodiac signs. Surely this all can't be just a coincidence. Man is truly a measure of the universe. No 2 rocks flying in space banged together and created this creation. You have been brainwashed, manipulated, dumbed down so that you don't realize you are the most powerful being in this creation. Us humans are sleeping gods. We have the ability to take a non-physical thought and manifest that into a physical, tangible object. No other being inside of this creation can do such a thing. Take back your power, people.
You know, engineering is all about finding a way to make the impossible possible, so that's what we did.
I see this device being applied to a lot of things. First off, I think in the kitchen, it could be on top of a stovetop. But eventually, I'd like to see this applied to maybe swarm robotics, where it'd be attached to a drone, and that would be applied to forest fires or even building fires.
which realistically, the best thing about it is actually the community, because as people start to switch on together and start to co-create and are all switching onto the same wavelength, it's really empowering, because you don't have people just waiting for the next video that comes out on social media to scare them about what Gates or whoever's going to do next. Like, no one really cares now as far as the community that we've developed, which is really empowering, because we're more concerned with what we're creating and what we're doing, more so than waiting to be offended or scared by the next thing that the TV or your phone shows you. So that's, for me, is the biggest part of it anyway.
If you want a really simple tip to feel happier, let go of your needs to be right. This has had a huge impact in my life. Now, it's about learning. Be committed to learning. Let go of this fragile identity that I have to be right. Why? It doesn't matter. For your happiness, it really doesn't matter. Let go of that need. Be committed to learning, and I guarantee that you'll feel happier. If you want a really simple
Make your future dream a present fact by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. So whatever it is that you would like to experience in your life, you must be able to feel it. Our feelings are the things that take place in our body. Everything that now exists was once imagined. Therefore, everything that is going to exist must first be imagined. It will chase after you if you can place into your imagination what it is that you would like to attract and begin to feel it. That which you feel yourself to be, you are. And you are given that which you are. So assume the feeling that would be yours were you already in possession of your wish. Every feeling makes a subconscious impression. And unless it is counteracted by a more powerful feeling of an opposite nature, it must be expressed.
Las teorías científicas deben estar basadas en hechos, no en suposiciones. Porque si alguien descubre que la suposición era falsa, toda la teoría queda refutada. Bienvenidos a Red Hill, la cima del volcán Haleakala. Hay un aspecto fundamental en el modelo de la Tierra esférica que permanece como suposición, y es que no existe registro documentado de que una montaña lejana más alta que el observador caiga por debajo del nivel de los ojos. Se mantienen arriba. Estos son los hechos. A continuación les presento un método simple pero sumamente eficaz para determinar el nivel de los ojos en cualquier panorama que sea semejante al del Haleakala. Ahora fíjense que entre el nivel de los ojos y el pico cercano se forma el ángulo. Bueno, como pueden ver, y vemos cuánto tuvieron que aumentar el ángulo delta 1.
Rose hips have these seeds in them, and the seeds contain a hair that is used in itchy powder. So they either need to be cut out of the fruit or strained out before eating. The easiest way to process rose hips is to pick your rose hip, then take this calyx off of the rose hip. The calyx is at the end of the rose hip. So here's the stem, here's the rose hip, and then we have the calyx right here at the end. We're going to wash them and then freeze them for a couple days, and then we're going to cook 1 part rose hips with 2 parts water. Once I've cooked them for 20 minutes, I like to mash them with a potato masher. Put a sieve over a container and then pour the mixture over the top. Using the back of a wooden spoon, I like to press the mixture through a metal sieve. You can add honey to this liquid and drink as is, or add it to soups, broths, jams, or jellies. How would you use your rose hips?
It should be illegal for doctors to prescribe hormonal birth control for women without informing them that it's categorized as a Group 1 carcinogen by the International Agency for Research on Cancer. Also, most women don't know that it depletes all essential nutrients, including B vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin D, magnesium, and zinc, all of which are vital for fertility and a healthy pregnancy. I hear stories every week from women that took birth control for over a decade, stopped the medication, and now can't conceive for unknown reasons. From my perspective, that's criminal malpractice. Let me know your opinion below.
I still have work to do. I've still got a 10-year plan. I want to have a village for living medicine where people of like-minded heart issues can come and actually help live together so that there will be a place, and many places, because I don't see it as any one place, but a village for living medicine where we can live the kind of lives that we're reaching for.
So 4 nurses from 4 different hospitals have informed me that they're getting communications that people are testing positive again for the virus. Now, last year we had people with 4 doses of a particular medicine that was brand new with severe side effects, the worst record for side effects from any other type of medicine like that. Okay, it was rolled out on millions more people all at the same time. Well, that's bound to cause more risk, isn't it? Because everyone's going to react to it differently. That's why doctors bother to ask you if you're taking any other medication when they prescribe something for you at the doctor's. But oh no, all of a sudden we have to carte blanche, have everyone joining a rollout that could affect them quite seriously for a disease that 98% of people recover from at home on the sofa, that's got a death rate no worse than flu.
The skies and so on. You know, it's like we're living in a kill zone. We're all being targeted right now through different means, whether it's mosquitoes or chemtrails or blocking the sun, stopping photosynthesis, mRNA injections, all of it. It's like they've pulled out every weapon that they possibly have all at once.
You're completely correct on all counts. And they're not, again, trying to reduce the population by half. They're trying to cut it down to, in their own stated dialogue, 500 million. That's a 7.5 billion reduction. And you're correct on all the different layers and means with which they're trying to do this. Of course, they're trying to cull populations. How obvious could that be at this point? And for those that are trying to tell themselves that the criminal cabals masquerading as legitimate governments are here to protect them, time to wake up. And on the Gates mosquitoes, isn't it interesting that after the release of so many millions, tens of millions of those in the U.S., now we have malaria showing up in places where it hasn't been for decades.
Yep.
Is that just a coincidence? We have the Lyme disease now wreaking havoc all over. And again, this is part of the many layers you just mentioned. When we know from, it's very well documented, the Plum Island lab where Lyme disease came from, that was a bioweapon being researched that
totally
is now
total bioweapons program. Yeah.
Yep. So again, as you so correctly stated, so many layers of this assault.
All right, let me remind people of.
I'm going to tell you all the truth about something. I have lived a crazy life. I've driven Lamborghinis. That's me. Got paid to direct celebrities like this. You get the point already, right? All right, so let me tell you all a secret. The life of Hollywood, fame, money, all that, it is meaningless. Absolutely meaningless. Most of the people that you've been taught by media to idolize in Hollywood, they're depressed, lonely, severely mentally ill in many cases. They don't know who they can trust. They do not live happy lives. They're chasing the next dopamine fix so that they can get that cheap high of being famous and powerful. And really they do it all by being, those wind-up monkeys that somebody else controls. They don't have real values or virtues. The best decision I ever made was leaving the entertainment business, going to the South, buying land, raising our kids here, and enjoying family, faith, freedom, standing up for what I believe in. None of that other stuff mattered. The awards, the parties, the money, it was all meaningless. It was meaningless. You want meaning, you want joy, embrace God, embrace faith, embrace family, reject these horrible elitists who want to destroy your life, who want you fat, depressed, lonely, and addicted to porn. Embrace family.
You heard of dream telepathy? Did you know that researchers at one of the most prestigious Ivy League institutions have been studying this and taking it seriously since at least the 1970s? Dream telepathy is a purported ability to communicate telepathically with another person while one is dreaming. The first person in modern times to document telepathic dreaming was Sigmund Freud. Mainstream scientific consensus rejects dream telepathy as a real phenomenon, but people like Sigmund Freud, Carl Jung, some of the brightest minds in this field all believed it was true. Stanford Research Institute, otherwise known as SRI, conducted many experiments from the 1970s into things like dream telepathy and took it very seriously. The Stanford professor Stanley Krippner even set up a dream research study in Brooklyn, New York in the 60s.
This dog was caught on camera after walking 20 blocks to see his owner in the hospital, who was recovering from cancer surgery.
And I said, "Did you sneak this dog in?" And Sarah said, "No, she snuck herself in."
Sissy, the miniature schnauzer, walked through Mercy Medical Center's doors and into the hospital lobby. She must have been missing her human companion since she took matters into her own paws. Nancy Frink, who was recovering due to complications of a cancer-related surgery, saw Sissy, which gave her a big boost.
It was a big boost. That helped a lot, just to see her and talk to her.
But hours before being reunited, Nancy's husband, Dale, didn't know where Sissy went.
I was panicking. She's my baby, I'm sorry.
Early in the morning, Dale was letting her and her brother Barney out to take care of business. Dale thought they both came back into the house, but Sissy sure didn't. So Dale called the animal shelter and police before calling his daughter Sarah. Security cameras in the hospital show the 10-year-old dog prancing around in the hospital halls.
I get a call from Mercy Security and saying, "We have a little dog here."
Hospital security allowed Sissy up to Nancy's room for a visit.
I didn't know they could do it. I just thought dogs could find their way home.
The way she walked into the hospital, she was on a mission. She was determined to do something, and she was going to do it.
It's amazing. It's God's wish that we got her back. I mean, what else can you say?